very warm to each and everyone present here. Lots of love to all the students. While I was there, I was made to take off my jewelry and put on this armor so you can hear me better. What I have is experience. What I have is people I have been with, and they have taught me whatever I have learned today. It is not so much from the books. Like when she introduced me, she said that I have been, it's all about dance. Yes, I have danced through my life, and I think dance is what has made me whatever I am today. Dance has taught me to love life and to share that love with all others, irrespective of where they are, who they are. Many of you know, many of you don't know, that my involvement, I never call it my work, my involvement with the prisoners of West Bengal, it has evolved me as a person. I don't know if I've been able to transform them, but in return, they have transformed me. I never ever thought that I will find my freedom in a prison, my freedom of soul, my freedom of acceptance is what I have learned in the prison with the prisoners. Why I need to talk about them is you just can't walk into a prison to find out what their life is like. It's not possible. So it is me who will tell their stories, and it's me who will tell you that they're all human beings like you and me. We all make mistakes. Maybe the mistakes we make are not punishable by law. That is why we are outside. That is why people don't put that stigma on us as being wrong. But the moment you are punishable by law and you walk into a jail, you are stamped for life. Whether you are a petty criminal, whether you're a bigger one, that stigma will remain with you for the rest of your life. And that is what my children there suffer from, the stigma. I'll tell you one small story, and why I'm saying this is because I think you need to understand no child is born an offender. I hate to use the word criminal. No child is born an offender. Things happen for many reasons. It could be poverty, circumstances, the environment that one grows in, and yes, there are some who are extremely greedy. That's a different part, but most of them are there for reasons which you and I have not faced in life. And that is why we don't understand. I'll tell you about this little boy. This was almost 10 years back, and there was this small shop where I used to buy dokla from. I loved the dokla there, very close to my house. And that one day, that little boy who was working there, child labor, poverty, and he was taking time to give me the change. So the older person kept telling him, scolding him. I said, why are you scolding this little boy? At this age, he should be playing, studying like any other children from our homes. He's working, poor thing, and I'm not in a hurry. Let it be. So he said, oh, you don't know. They don't listen unless you scold them. So when he saw that somebody was supporting him, he went and sat on one of those wooden benches and was sulking. So I went and sat next to him. I said, you want to have some sweets or dokla? He says, no. He says, don't pamper him, the older man said, that he's already Thana Polish kore esheche. He must have been about 10 years old. So I was a little surprised. I said, is what he's saying is right? Did I hear right? He says, yes. So I said, why would you do something like that? So later on, he told me that he was the eldest of the 5 siblings and his parents were rat pickers. So in the morning, the mother would give them a strong cup of tea to survive for the whole day perhaps, and when she came home, she would feed them. Now one of the brothers or sisters felt hungry and was crying, so he went out to steal some food from a local place where he was caught and he was being beaten up. So I suppose the police came and kind of rescued him and took him to the Thana, left him later. So I said, anyway, you've done it once and you've not done it for yourself, you've done it for your brother or sister, so it's all right, forget about it, and I'm sure you won't do it again. You know, I still get goosebumps when I speak about him. And he said, yes, I will do it again. I said, why would you do that? He says, I'll get food in the Thana. So, would you call him a thief? Would you call this child a thief? You know, there are so many incidents I can talk about. Everybody knows about my boys and girls that they have committed a crime and now they are into this, what people call dance therapy, culture therapy. I call it love therapy. Dance was my medium. I used dance to communicate, to connect, to bring back the rhythm in their life which they had lost along the way. They started enjoying. You know, when you feel good, you want to do good. That's what happened with them. And how they changed is also because the society suddenly gave them that honor and the respect of an artist. The first program that we did was not Valmiki Pratibha, it was Brotherhood Beyond Boundaries, which I named. It was folk dances and martial dances of India. And they were invited. You know, we had a little program in the jail. When I went, I didn't even think that we would ever have a program, leave alone one outside the jail, which was unheard of. Till date, it's only in West Bengal, not even in India, that prisoners go out of the prison, they perform, and they come back to the prison. They go all over the country, far off places, like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, Bhubaneswar, 2 nights journeys where they can easily escape, but when they will not. They come back to the prison. Now, when they performed at the Uday Shankar Dance Festival, people came to see, oh, let's go and see what the prisoners do. You know, the curiosity was not the dance, it was whether they were human beings or something else, whether they had 4 legs, 2 heads, there was some other species. So when they performed, and it was of a professional finish, the whole audience, about 1,200 people, gave them a standing ovation. And that is what changed them. It wasn't me, it was the people. When they came back, you know, they never told me in so many words because probably they didn't even understand why they were changing. I know, because they felt that just as they were being punished for the wrong they have done, they were also being appreciated for the good they were doing. And they never wanted to be bad again. If you're told you're bad, you're bad, you're bad, you begin to think yourself that, yes, you are bad. But if you tell the same person, no, you can do it, you can be good, you are good, and there's so much goodness in you, just prove it, work on it, they will do it. And that's what they did. When they felt good, they never wanted to be bad again. They wanted to do good to prove that they can do it. I will only talk about experiences. I don't think there is anything more powerful, more effective than talking about real life. There was a fire. Once the fire was turned on and the whole audience was sitting and watching. Nobody even tried to leave. That's because we were all so calm. There was no panic, there was no nothing. Immediately the police covered the whole area because they thought in the pandemonium somebody will want to escape. But let me tell you, when you lose something, then only you realize the worth of it. Many a times, not always maybe. So they had lost the trust, self-respect, everything once they walked into the jail. When they got it back, they never wanted to lose it again. The trust of the people that they got. And nobody even tried to escape. And they had blisters, some of them, on their palms, and they performed with it after that. The whole performance was carried out after that, because nobody moved from their places. Later on, when this was again very touching, one of the boys was showing me, he says, "Ma, see how many blisters I have?" The next day. So I said, I was trying to put something on his palm, and I said, "Did you put anything?" He says, "No, it will go." I wanted this to remain, because that day, yesterday, I thought to myself that just as we can take lives, we can also save lives. I just wanted to prove it to the world. If we had to die, we would have died in that fire, but we would not have allowed a single person to suffer. We wanted to prove to the world. Now, if this is not transformation, then what is? If this is not humanity, then what is? And people don't expect it from them, but they are such sweet people that people don't know about. Maybe many of them have committed one mistake once in a lifetime, and they've been punished for the whole life. Sometimes, and then, each one is a story there. Each one. There was this little boy who kept calling me. So he called me one day, and he said that, "Thamma," they call me grandmother, right? He says, "Thamma, my mother is so ill, please send my father." Poor thing, didn't even know that it's not easy for his father to go immediately. So I said, "Okay, I will try. I'm trying to talk to the others." Probably, he didn't even know where he was. He was a 10-year-old or 9-year-old boy. So I said, "Is there nobody around?" He says, "Nobody talks to us." See, if the person who has made a mistake is being punished, but what have the family done? All these families. The children also grow up hearing this so-and-so's daughter or so-and-so's son. Don't you think we are wrong? Aren't we doing something wrong too? By killing a child's childhood, normal childhood, for which he's suffering for no fault of his. I think it's time that we sit back and think and treat them. I didn't do anything, believe me. All I did was accept them as human beings, and the love part came later. From day one, I don't think I loved them, but I told them that I'm never going to ask you why you are here. Just enjoy the rhythm, the music, and feel good. That's all I've come here for. And the rest is history today. I do feel bad for the children, because especially the ones who live with their mothers in the jail, they also live like prisoners. They will dress in their finery for the one place that they go out to. They accompany their mothers to the court. They can't go anywhere else because they are also treated. It's not because they're treated like jailbirds, it's because of the security that they cannot be allowed to go out. Some of them are born there. It's, as I said, that in 18-20 minutes, I don't think I would be able to say much, but all I will tell you, children, that don't just live for yourself. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Unfortunate, as I said, there are physically challenged, there are mentally challenged, my children, there are some economically challenged, but my children there are socially challenged. Nobody accepts them. Nobody, when we go out for the programs, after the program, when they go into the bus, people are clapping all around. But when they first enter, you should see the crowd all around. Oh, ki koreche, oh, kholi koreche, oh, ki koreche. The curiosity. Nobody treats them as human beings. They are stamped as somebody outside the society. And today, because it's Durga Puja, I must share this little story, I would say. No, it's not a story. It's this boy who never used to dance, and who would just sit there and watch our rehearsals. And he didn't even know he could write poetry. He started writing poetry, one after another, and he would gift me everything. He says, Ma, if you didn't come, I wouldn't even have known that I could write. So during puja, I go and spend my puja mornings with them, because I'm the only person they know as family there. So I spend every morning, Shaptami, Ashtami, Navami, I go and I spend some time with them, give Anjali. So after the pujas, this boy wrote a beautiful poem to me. I mean, I don't remember the poem. I just tell you the gist of it and translate it in English. It says that the Durga comes to the jail and spends time with us. And the Durga that people worship is the slayer. Yes, he kills the demon. But our Durga does not kill the demon. She makes a human being out of him. It really moved me, because not that they are now human beings, but because they thought that they were demons. And now they are not. Thank you so much.